What it is, y'all, it is your old boy Pilk, and today we're going to talk about the incoming banners that are coming tonight to Danmachi, and basically what you need to know regarding all of these. What do these units do? Who's the best to invest in? All that. First things first, people are asking me right away, how much Iris do you need? 8,000. You want 8,000 Iris because you want to try to max every unit on these banners. Now, little salt. Sorry, we got a little bit of that salt lick on my lips because part 1 was not good to me. I've wailed hard for part 1 and probably broke the bank a little harder than I expected, and it did not bless. I'm only got maybe 1 or 2 units maximum broken from that. And last year, completely free to play, I was able to max everybody. And I was even more aggressive this year with my savings. So I'm going to say 8K and just do the best you can. If you can't get these units, definitely consider doing star bonds. But wait until the end of part 3. I know a lot of people got shafted like I did on part 1. Don't drop any star bonds until part 3. We're getting star bonds in the whale packs if you want to do that. We're getting plenty of gnome tickets if you want to do that. There's plenty of ways to get gnome tickets. We'll cover that in its own separate video. Don't blow all of your gnome tickets. Don't blow all of your star bonds until we know what part 3 is going to have, because we just absolutely have no clue. Okay. That said, let's talk about these units and let's get into this a little bit. First things first, this is going to be banner number 1. Okay. They are double rates again. That does mean that there's going to be every unit on the banner, everything whatsoever that is not time limited is going to be there. So expect to pull a ton of bonds. For better or worse, I don't think it's the worst thing ever, but it definitely will depress a little bit if you're really looking forward to doing some crazy stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and center this a little bit more here because it's bothering me. There we go. Kaguya! I enjoyed calling her Gojira, but you guys got upset about that. I'm just going to call her Gojira for the rest of this video because it makes me laugh. Gojira! Pretty decent unit. Let's talk about what she does. First of all, these stats. Almost 4k HP, 3715 is very, very respectable, and that's before CP boosts. So with CP boosts, expect her to get a lot higher. Double S attack stat, almost triple S, really close to it. I think 2k is the triple S. That agility is off the damn charts. She is very respectable. Now, just in the raw numbers. Let's talk about what she does, though, because I honestly forget. It's been since yesterday that I did all these. Skill 1, foes, plural, high fire physical attack with ultra uncounter rate, temporary strength boost, and for the next two actions, in other words, the next 2 turns that she actually does something that's not an SA, additional attack, foes, low fire physical attack. So basically, not including counters, now she's going to get 2 extra additional attacks. So, turn 1, drop. Well, actually, I take that back. This wouldn't be a turn 1. This would be like a turn 2 thing, but I digress. Basically, she's going to get a ton of extra attacks. Okay? Skill 2. Foes, plural. Once again, she's an AoE mostly. Foes, plural. Fast, low fire physical attack with ultra on guard rate, self-strength, and dex, 60%. Foes, physical resist down 35%. That's very good. A very good skill. Basically, you always want to come out of the gate with skill 2 and then do skill 1. Now, skill 3 is another fun one. High fire physical attack with ultra penetration and temporary great strength boost. Remember, it's only like maybe, the 3rd or 4th time we've seen great boosts? So, yeah, pretty sweet that. Her passives are wind resistance plus 35%. Counters are all fire element, strength and agility, strength, endurance, agility, and dex, all 25%. HP max regen 4% per turn. So MP is 4% regen per turn. That's super nice. Critical and penetration damage plus 15%. And she's a material killer. Remember we talked about we have the material incoming for Record Buster. So she's going to be really, 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 really good for Record Buster. I'm sorry, not Record Buster. The Familia one. Anyway, yeah, Familia Rush. Knock on wood. So Familia Rush, she's going to be really, 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 really good for. We don't know anything about Record Buster. We're going to find that out tonight. I think last time Finn was around, he didn't have any like weaknesses. I think he was neutral to like everything. It was a weird situation. But she's not really the greatest Record Buster unit, but she'll be decent. She'll definitely be decent. With that great boost, she will not be bad at all. We'll cover all that later, but that is a very respectable unit from Kaguya. Let's get into Shakti. Okay. Shakti, first of all, her numbers, really interesting. She is mostly a magic unit, but she has a huge strength stat. That is going to kind of be a little bit of a detriment for her, but that is really weird that she's just like nice and even across the board. Double S like everything is the crazy part. Like, and the best part is once you put some CP into her, it will be double S everything. I believe the triple S on the magic is at 1700. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that's true. So she's not going to get triple S on magic or strength, because strength is still way off of that. But she could be all double S stats with a decent CP investment. So that is kind of nice. Skill 1, Allies. Fast, buff, physical resistance plus 40%, AoE resistance plus 20%. Remember, that's all allies. 40% physical resistance. I've talked about how good she's going to be for Wargame. She's going to be broken for Wargame. Just get that buff out there and let it go to town. Especially the AoE resistance. Like, if you are a Wargame main, you know, like there are those people that just love Wargame, hate Record Buster. The people that love Record Buster hate Wargame. She's a must for Wargame. Absolutely must. She's going to be absolutely critical for Wargame going forward. You put her with Artie and with Daphne, and it's going to be in a disgusting, absolutely unbeatable combination. Okay, not unbeatable, but it's going to be foul. Unbelievably foul. You're hearing it right now, guys. If you're Wargame main, you want this unit. 100%. So, what did it say? AoE resistance 20% for the next 3 actions. Additional action, allies 30% heal. 30% heal to all allies for the next 3 turns, and she doesn't actually have to heal. It's like another attack. Because, skill 2, foes plural, super win magic attack with ultra uncounter rate and temporary strength boost, strength minus 40%, allies heal 20%. This does not override the other heal. So let me be very clear about this. Normally, I don't believe so. I could be wrong on this, but I don't believe this overrides the other heal. Or is overridden by the other heal, because the other heal is like a separate action. So it's like, basically this new meta gives them extra action phases. It's like extra turns within that turn. So this skill 2, action 1 of the 2 she's going to get is going to be a 20% heal along with that attack stat. Then she's going to get a second action that is going to be a 30% heal. You heard me right. If I am correct on this, which I believe wholeheartedly that I am, that's a 50% heal, more than actually, every single turn. Stall mains. Have fun. I am going to be going hard for Shakti, because my Wargames teams have sucked. And I so absolutely desperately want to build a really stellar Wargame team. So, get her. Absolutely get her. Skill 3. Foe singular, super win magic attack with ultra penetration rate, and temporary magic boost, removes all buffs and except assist skills. Now, one thing I forgot to mention about skill 2. Notice skill 2 is a super win magic. Skill 3 is a super win magic. So basically, she's just good all the way around, no matter whether it's an AoE or a single target. She's good. The only downside is she really needs a good buff. So she buffs physical resistance, AoE resistance. She does a huge heal. She does temporary magic boost, strength minus 40%. She needs a magic attack, and she needs a win stat. Now, if we ever get somebody that's like Swimsuit Haruhime, but for wind, she'll be broken beyond belief. Like, she will be unbeatable in any wind event. Wind teams, you got a new, just stellar, broken unit. hopefully Wind is able to get that Swimsuit Haruhime that they need so desperately. If you're not familiar with what Swimsuit Haruhime does, she does 80% to strength, magic, and to light damage. We need one that does 80% of strength, magic, and wind damage, and Shakti will be all over the place. Busted. It's really interesting, though, that her strength stat is so high, and I'm curious what that's about, but I'm not something's got to be indexed to strength, and I'm not really 100% certain what that would be right now, unless her base attack is a strength stat. Yeah, I don't have all the passives on her, so it's hard to tell at the moment. Let's move on to Seer. Seer's an interesting unit too. Seer is says skill: foes plural, physical and magic resist down 15%, allies ailment nullifier times 3. So 3 ailments she'll nullify for all your allies. That's super nice. And she does physical and magic resist down 15%. If you're once again on War Game, she is the War Game main. She'll be useless in Record Buster, pretty useless in anything that's not Record Buster, or sorry, that's not War Game. But in War Game, she'll be off the damn chain. Physical magic resistance wouldn't be bad in something like 7th Zone either, but you're not going to use her ailment nullifier, so I really feel like there's better units there. So she's just going to be War Game busted all over the place. So yeah, you basically have the War Game banner, guys. The War Game banner. You want to go ham on this banner. Just trust. Trust. Banner number 2. Let's go ahead and talk about Little Eyes. She's so adorable. Like, it should be horrifying to see, like, you know, a child wielding a sword and, like, leaping through the air at you. But I'm like, oh, that's adorable. She just cleaved my arm off. Stop me when I'm wrong. Teach but a scratch. Oh, look at you. And that is how you get gibbed by a small child. Not a pastime I would highly recommend. I'm just saying. Just gonna go out. Like, you see a child walking down the street, just don't start making baby faces at it, and just, like, you know, doing that kind of stuff. Like, that child is probably not there on good terms. I get the feeling Ai's backstory isn't gonna be the best. Sorry, Ai's waifu types people, but y'all not gonna be feeling good after this story. I get the feelings, and yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna say you're not gonna love her anymore, but my God, I just don't think her story's gonna be all that fun to read. Anyway, let's get down to it. Skill 1: fast, buff, strength, dex, and wind damage. Counter rate all 40% for 4 turns. So I'll go over that again. Strength, dex, wind damage, and counter rate all 40% for 4 turns. Skill 2: foe singular. Now she is a mostly Record Buster unit. Foe singular super wind physical attack with temporary strength boost. Foes status buff -2 turns. So that's kind of interesting. That'll be really good for, I feel like she's going to be really good. She's also a material killer. Really good for the Familia Rush. So if you want to help out your Familia a lot, make sure you're doing this. Get her, because she's going to be awesome for that. Skill 3, foe singular, high wind physical attack with ultra critical rate. For the next 3 actions, additional action of low wind physical attack with ultra penetration. Notice that ultra penetration is on the low wind attack. So while those low wind attacks aren't really going to be like crazy good, they're going to be penetrating like a maniac. So if you have someone that increases penetration, looking at you, Haruhime, this Eyes is going to be dangerous and almost mandatory for anything that's either requires material or material or wind. So next 7th zone that is wind and material, she's going to wreck it. Absolutely wreck it. I say that, but it might be AoE, but even then, I just don't see her being bad for it. She'd have to, like, do kind of like I did with Riv and kind of bounce around units. She's just not going to be your main, but she's definitely going to be a killer. That is a pretty awesome unit. Passives are Earth Resistance, 35%. Counters are Wind Element. Strength, Agility, and Dex, 30%. Penetration damage plus 20%. Notice on top of the ultra penetration rate, another 20%, and your boosts on top of it. Because remember, the passives are never overridden by the other buffs. So the more you can buff her penetration, the better. Critical damage plus 20%, and like I said before, she's a material killer. Great Record Buster unit. Absolutely great Record Buster unit. Lyra. Lyra's an interesting situation as well. Okay. Skill 1. I haven't covered their special arts. That's fine. That's fine. We're covering the main skills. I realize I haven't covered their special arts, but it's a bit late to go back now. Skill 1. Foes. Fast. Magic buff. Fast buff. Magic resistance minus 35%. Agility plus... I'll go over the special arts at the very end. We'll do like a special arts thing at the very end. Where was I? Fast buff, magic resistance minus 35%, agility minus 30% for 5 turns for the next 2 actions. Additional action of foes, low earth magic attack. We've talked about what that does multiple times. It's very awesome. Skill 2, foes, mid earth magic attack with ultra uncounter rate and temporary strength boost. Self magic plus 50%, foes earth resistance minus 40%. That's awesome. Foes plural earth resistance minus 40% is going to pay dividends in some of these fights. Skill 3, high earth magic attack with this is a foe singular, the other ones have been foe plural. High earth magic attack with ultra critical rate for every magic resistance debuff on foe. Skill damage plus 35%. We've seen that before. That could be killer, but she does need some extra some extra boosts on top of that. Passives are thunder resistance plus 25%, counters are earth element, magic agility and dex 30%, counter damage 50%, critical and penetration both 10%, and she's a material killer. Remember those material killers, guys. Alright, finally let's talk about Osfi, and then we'll go back and we'll revisit everybody's essays, because I realized I completely forgot to talk about him. Osfi's interesting. Assist skill foes plural strength damage resistance strength. I should just go back and redo the whole video at this point. Single target damage resistance minus 20%. Allies dex plus 15%. So she's the best unit for single target damage down. So basically what you can look at when you look at these teams is this is your wargame meta, and then this is your Record Buster meta, more or less. Now, when we're talking about that, let's go ahead and talk about Kaguya's essay. See if it still holds. Though I will argue that essays aren't as important when it comes to Wargame, but when everything else in there, every other event, I should say, essays are a huge deal. So, special arts. Foes, Ultra Fire physical attack with Ultra Penetration Rate, Temporary Strength Boost, and Physical Resist minus 60% for 1 turn. I forgot about that. That Physical Resist down 60% is going to be absolutely killer. Mwah. I completely forgot to talk about that. And that, to me, is the one reason that she is an absolute must. You gotta have her for so many teams for that. So, yeah, Kaguya is unbelievable in that regard. Okay, let's talk about Shakti's essay. Shakti's essay, special arts, foes, plural, ultra wind magic attack with temporary magic boost for 3 turns, strength and agility minus 30%. That's really good, not game breaking, but that's good. I really feel like, once again, you're not going to use her essay. Her essay is going to kind of be, is what it is. Let's go ahead and talk about eyes. Now, notice that the other 2 were AoE, AoE essays. These are going to be single target. Foe singular, because remember, these are like for Record Buster. Foe singular, Ultra Wind physical attack with great temporary strength boost. Once again, another great. That's 4 or 5. We've seen those now. For 2 turns, wind resistance down 50%. That's awesome. And single target damage down 20%. Single target resistance. I could talk, I swear. Single target resistance down 20%. That's pretty awesome. So, very nice that. And Lyra. Special arts. Foes, plural, ultra earth magic attack with ultra critical rate, temporary magic boost, 100% chance to slow, magic resistance down 50%. Now, I did say that they're more like the record buster types. That is an AoE SA, and that is a really stupid useful SA. Crazy good SA. 100% chance to slow is whatever. Magic resistance down 50% is insane. So, Magic Folk, she's going to make your units hit like trucks. If you are after units for, like, 7th zone specifically, you got a good Magic team, you need her. You need her on your 7th zone team 100%. So, that is the video, guys. Let me know what you guys think of the new units. I am super, super hyped for these units. Let me know what you guys think, because I really feel like these are stellar units. I don't know. I'd have to really mow these over and decide, do I like these units better than the last ones? Because I feel like they, unlike the past year or so, like, especially last year's first units were good, like, supports. The other units were good attackers. I really feel like all these units work really, really, really well together, but we haven't seen a crazy damage unit yet. Save for maybe what was her name? The fire one we got last time. Oh my god, her name is slipping. Anyway, she was really, really, really good. Elise. Elise was really a really good hitter for AoE, so I think that might be the one exception. But I really feel like we're waiting for a nice single target unit that's gonna do unbelievable damage, and I feel like part 3 might have that. I swear I could talk. That's the video, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll be back at you guys with more Danmachi really soon.